Okay, we're live. How is everybody? I'm so happy to be here. It is June 6th, and hope you can hear me okay and everything is coming through. I am doing messages from Spirit. So when we do messages from Spirit versus intuitive messages or tarot messages, you're getting kind of different information. It's usually something that's going to help you along and move you forward in life, and not it's less predictive. Although um, I work with my spirit guide, and my spirit guide does sometimes give predictions and loves to interact as well. So as much as you like, you can, um, you know, interact or ask questions and so on. I do have it set up so only subscribers can ask questions, and that's just because I was getting a few trolls and it was flooding the comment section, so I was having trouble finding legitimate questions. So we want legitimate questions, and when Spirit answers a question, you also want to know that they don't like tell on you. They're not going to bring up anything or answer anything that you're not willing to ask about. So they don't. One thing that I found out early on is that if you're like, want Spirit to answer a question that you're afraid to ask, they won't answer it. And so, be aware of that too. So you have to ask the question in order to get the answer when it comes to spirit guides. Okay. Um, and so I work with my spirit guide, and he'll ask questions or get the information from your spirit guide. They have all spirit guides are ascended masters, and they have access to all the um, information in the universe. That's just kind of how it is when you're in spirit, ascended in spirit, the ascended master. You have you're always in a oneness consciousness, and so basically you have access to all information. Although they may consult with your guide and get information that way, I prefer to work with only my guide because I found early in my career that other people's spirit guides may or may not be easy for me to communicate with, or I'll get like information I don't quite understand. So let's burn. Anyway, so what will happen is I get information. I communicate with my spirit guide because it's easier for me to communicate with my spirit guide. We have a relationship, and I've been working with my spirit guide for a very long time. So that's how it works, and I'm really happy to answer any questions you have. When it comes to how spirit guides communicate, they communicate with me and with you any way that you're open to receive. So some people, they have really good connection with their feeling senses, and whether they're physical feelings or emotional feelings, they have a really good connection with that. So when they're connected to that, that's how your spirit guide will communicate with you, through feelings. I feel like I should, or I feel like I should do this, that kind of thing. So if you find yourself saying, I feel like I should call this person right now, um, that's your feeling sense, that's your psychic sense coming through in that, um, within that structure of emotion, or like I said, it could be a physical feeling. So for me, I can feel what other people feel physically, and I also can feel what other people feel emotionally. So when I'm doing a healing and such, I work on that. I don't do that in normal everyday spaces because I have a bubble of protection around. I don't want to pick up anybody's feelings or physical or otherwise when I'm out and about doing normal everyday things. I only want to feel what other people are feeling as part of energy readings and so on, and readings um, during sessions. So I have a very disciplined, structured way I approach my psychic senses. And I teach that because I think it's the best way to go. Anyway, so welcome, 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 everybody. If you have a question, please write it into the chat and I will answer your question for you through the spirit guides. Also, and it can be any kind of question. There's no limit today, and there's no topic. Also, my spirit guide's going to be teaching a class. So that's going to be a direct channel for me. You know, when I work with my guide, I can get information like he's standing next to me telling me the answer, or I can get information like a download. It just kind of comes all at once, and then I have to interpret it or reiterate it. And then the other way is a direct, full body channel, what I call an awake channel, because I don't go into a trance. My guide taught me to never go into a trance. Hi, Lana. How lovely to see you here. So I only do, so anyway, so however he comes through during this session, during this, we, is how he's coming through. So when I do writing, sometimes I get a big download and write it out, and sometimes he'll dictate. Anyway, I just did something on Substack that I'm really happy about. I really love. And it's all about ascension and awakening and how to move in that energy, how to live to continue the path of awakening and ascension as much as you desire. Anyway, it doesn't take discipline or meditation. It takes certain other kinds of energies. And he's going to be teaching that more in depth over the next 4 weeks, starting on Sunday the 14th. We're going to do a Sunday class, which is new. I haven't done a Sunday class before that I can recall. Anyway, so that's that. All right, Lana. So good to see you. You accomplished a major milestone. Curious to know more about my next steps. Are they for my highest good? So let me check in and see what Spirit has to say about that. They're showing me like you standing in a valley, and before you is a very high peak of a mountain, and behind you is a rocky terrain that was difficult. So but the mountain is smooth. So as you accelerate in your work, in your life, you're going to be able to reach whatever height you want to reach much easier than the past. They're showing me to look at the top of the peak, which is very high peak. Okay. And they want you to focus on the height of your experience, like the height that you want to go. How high do you want to take this new knowledge, this new experience? You can go as high as you like. There's a big star at the top. they're showing me that you can get there if you like with all your, not just all of your experience and education, but with your desire to get there. So you can reach the top of your profession and where you want to go if you like. Don't think that there's not enough time or you don't have enough experience or any of that stuff. Focus on the highest level you really want to go. You really want to take this, and they will take you there. Like I said, it's a very high peak, but the path to it is very smooth. So it's easy. Good. I hope that helps. Going forward is not a difficult task. So, good. Um, so I'm going to ask White Eagle what message he'd like to share. We're not getting a lot of action in the chat. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask him what he would like to share with everybody who sees this. And what he'd like to tell us on a more global perspective. Although I'm going to do a caveat here. So White Eagle doesn't give me a lot of global predictions that are shared with the greater. I mean, he tells me plenty, but I don't share with the world because of intention. So when we work with spirit guides, we're working with, aligning with their with their world, their sacred laws, their divine laws. And so when we're working in that framework, one of the very first sacred law or divine law is non-interference. And so that means that spirit cannot help you with anything that you don't ask for help with. And you need to be in alignment with the highest good in order to receive the best information from spirit. And so when I ask, my guide something that's not personal to me, he may or may not answer only if it serves my highest good to know. And so I don't get a lot of predictions. So a lot of people will get like global predictions, weather predictions, political predictions, and so on that affect the world. But it's not in alignment with, our highest good to know in most cases, because the intention behind psychics, I'm going to say something that's like, my goodness, a very bad take, let's say, I'm going to get a lot of blowback if anybody sees this stream. So I don't think that's going to happen. But one of the reasons why I don't is because the reason why you do those kinds of predictions that don't have to do with a personal connection, a personal life, then what you're doing is the intention behind doing those predictions is to become a famous psychic. It's like, oh, I'm going to tell a global prediction, then everybody will know how wonderful I am. And then, they'll contact me and I will be rich and famous. So that's the reason why people do global predictions. And global predictions are very, dicey in any case. I mean, I could say I see a tsunami or I see an earthquake or whatever. And, I mean, there's earthquakes and tsunamis all the time. So anyway, so I stick to what serves the highest good for individuals and not for global predictions. But so when White Eagle gives a message for the group, for whoever sees this, we'll see what comes through. I just kind of wanted to adjust your expectations that they are going to be a little more broad or advisory and not necessarily predictive, because intention is everything when you're working with spirit. You really have to be aligned with the highest good and mean it. Okay, so also I'm going to reiterate, if you want him to answer any question personal to you, then please leave a message in the chat and I will get that for you. So the message from White Eagle today is the next, for those who have been doing the work on their own personal well-being and on their healing their past. For those who are doing that work, the next 6 months are going to be a lot easier for them to shift through. When you have done your personal work, when you have been working on healing from trauma and dysfunction and abuse, etc., then you are more apt to see through illusion. You are in a place, a centered place of calm, a centered place of not believing the BS in the ethers. And when you pass through those difficulties, the difficulty of the heaviness of the time, and get to where you can kind of float above the illusion. And there's a lot of illusion right now, and there's a lot of illusion that will come in the next 6 months. A lot of chaotic talking and use of misinformation, and the global consciousness will be fearful. But what you, as someone who has worked on your wounds and your own shattered ego to find healing, peace, and balance, then you can move through that energy and swim around the illusion in a much more adept way, in a way that supports you, supports the world, supports humanity, and also will keep you from getting in the chaos and getting further confusion. So working on your own peace helps the world, especially over the next 6 months. It helps the world because you're not feeding in to the chaotic, illusionary, delusionary energy. So keep that in mind as you connect with your own peace. Okay? Okay. So, hello, Jean. Good to see you. Happy Saturday to you. Oh, is that a man named I or a man named L? And I will also, Alana, yes, I will, status of your probate case. Well, like the AMA, the Bar Association is some place where is a group that White Eagle daren't annoy. So it's almost like giving legal advice, I guess, if you answer on that. Let me put it. Let's reframe the question. Okay. All right, Jean, you're next. So to reframe the question for Lana, What do you need to know about the probate case? Let's kind of do that way. Let me see if he'll answer that question. There's an energy that you have around it. He's just showing me you looking at, what represents the case, and you're hammering away at it. I just see you hammering. Okay, and the hammering away at it, it's like you have to do this thing and this thing and this thing and get this thing done and so on. That energy stops, or you don't need to do anything for it or about it. Um, it looks like July. So in July, you'll be waiting just for the outcome. That's what I'm seeing. Now, White Eagle's not a lawyer, nor am I, but just the energy of it is that you aren't going to have to add anything to it or do any more, and the rest is just like to sit back and wait in July. And then from that point, I don't know when the final things are going to be signed or whatever, but that's what it looks like. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Sometimes we have to talk in code to get it out, to get the message. Hey, Sita. Hey, Sita's here too. Wonderful. That's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that, Lana. Okay, so now we have this beautiful eye man. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions so I get the right person. Oh yeah, remember to like, love, share everything I do. Because it is very lonely out here in New Mexico, I'm going to tell you. I'm not in a community that welcomes my gifts as much, and I have so most of my people are far away, and it really does help to have lots of love and support from you guys. I can't even tell you how much it helps. Okay, so now we're going to ask about. I will get to your question right after Jean. Okay. Oh, good. I want to add. That's a good question, Jean. So Jean wants to know what she needs to know about a man initial I, and I can give you that. And then you asked what his feelings and intentions are toward you, which we can't dig around into what he's feeling, okay? Because that would be reading somebody without the request knowledge information, and Spirit won't do that. And so they have taught me not to do that as well, intuitively or with cards or anything. So when I ask Spirit, so I'm going to ask it though, and we'll see what comes through, okay? Because they don't have to answer just because I asked, and they won't answer anything that goes past the boundary of intention, of personal privacy kind of thing, because that would be interference. We don't do that. Okay, let's see. I just want to go back and make sure I have the correct. Oh, you took away the initial question on I. All right. Okay. What does Jean need to know about this fellow, the initial I? Is he tall and handsome? He looks a little bit older than you. I bring this up so I make sure. Um, okay, okay. Does he? Okay. So I'm asking to see any kind of image or energy or message about a potential future there. You do look young. You're one hotness. Okay, so let's see. He is very kind. And I see him being very kind to you. I see him offering you like romance, flowers. Have you met him? Because I see him a little bit in your future, not so much in your present. Um, I see him pretty fascinated with you. Um, like, you're all that to him. I'm the image I'm seeing, so I'm interpreting. The image I'm seeing is him looking at you, and you're kind of, okay with him. I'm not sure that you're as into him as he's into you. And that he is offering you like flowers, and it's very sweet energy. It's not overwhelming, it's not love bombing, it's just very sweet. And when they show me the images of you two together, he's in your future. For this side of me is your future, so he's in your future. And but you're a little bit apart, so he's in your future. So I think you will be together, at least for a while, if not longer, and really enjoy each other. The sense I get of him is that he is a very good man, without crossing the boundaries. I think he's a very good man, and I think he has good intentions, and I think he adores you. So he has good taste, obviously. He's very smart. Whoever adores you, I'm down with, because they would have to be a wonderful person, obviously. Okay. All right. So, anything else about that? Does that answer your question? Oh, that must be why he's like a little bit apart in the future. He's in the future. So, like there's, and to me that timeline looks like a few months. The distance you guys have right now is like a few months. I think there's potential. Now, again, we're talking to spirit guides. We're not doing tarot. We're not doing predictions. So when we talk to spirit guides, they're very cagey about this kind of thing, because I'm going to tell you why. Now, I know a lot of psychics talk about spirit guides totally different than I do. I understand. But my guides are rules people. They're into rules. They follow the rules. Okay. They follow divine law. So they're not going to tell you this is the one. And the reason is because we have free will, and they want us to choose who we want to be with. But they will tell me, that, like, it has potential, or there is, a spark there for long term. Yeah. It probably will take a while for him to get better. Just stay in communication with him. Try not to take it on. And but I see him in your future pretty clearly. I described him to you. That was him. very kind, has stars in his eyes for you, and he's, you know, there. So say your prayers, keep his spirits up, and go forward, but don't take it on. Okay? All right. Good deal. Yep, give him space to rest and keep cheering him up. That's all you need to do right now. It could be a few months, it could be a little longer, but you'll be together. I think you'll have an opportunity to be together. Let's put it that way. Okay, so Sita, Sita, Sita. Okay, Spirit woke me up from a snooze. Is there something they want to tell me? My daughter had a sudden hearing loss. Oof, in one ear. Was it stress? Okay, let me see what they have to say. Anytime, Jean. But keep it, keep yourself getting out there. You need a lot of social stuff. Get out there and do all the social things. Meet all the men. Okay? Have fun. This is your time. You've earned it. Okay, I'm just checking to see if anybody else before I get into Sita's. Oh, hi, Don. Hey. Thank you, Don. You're too kind. And the Uncommon Life is here too. Yay. How wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, so good to see everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Started the first 10 minutes. It was just me and Lana, so we had a lot to share. Okay, so I thank you so much, all of you, for being here. Um, now we're going back to Sita's question, and then I'm going to go down the list. So, so what does Spirit want to tell you? I'm going to answer that question, and then I'll see if they have anything to share about your daughter. But again, they don't read people who haven't asked for it, so we'll see what they say about it. Who knows? They may share. So I ask Spirit to share with you what they need to share with you regarding anything they want, really. Let's see. Um, there's something about you overindulging or indulging. They want you to indulge. They're showing me like you're getting filled up and feeling super light and happy and joyful. It's time for you to really indulge and indulge in things that give you joy. I know that they bring this up occasionally for you, Sita, but I've never seen you like so full of light and so full of joy. The way they show it is that you're lifting up. So it's a very spiritual indulgence. It's not just like cheesecake or whatever. Not that that's anything wrong with that. But this spiritual indulgence is like you look up into the sky and you swallow the moon. Like you're just taking it all in and bringing in the light here into the world. There's not any limit to how you can work with spiritual energy. The only limit is your time and energy. But they want you to know that this is your time to take it all in and create more here, more light here. Sita, you have an incredible gift that's very powerful. And the more that you work with it, the greater good will expand. That sounds a little over the top, But again, the energy of you just like pulling that moonlight into your body and filling you up and then sharing it with the world is just so powerful. What a powerful image. So I hope that kind of makes sense. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. So let me know what you think. Um, Thank you again, Dawn. Let me know if that helps. I don't know if that helps. They're not showing me anything else about your daughter, except to let you know that she is going to be okay. You don't need to do anything on her behalf, and she will be fine. You're welcome to pray and ask her what she needs from you, but that's kind of the limit. It's not anything that needs to be that mom needs to come in and help her with. So bring in the light and share the light. Indulge in all you can indulge with spirit. So Dawn, you made such a huge difference in my week. I did not chicken out, and I sang it at Pub on Tuesday. Thank you, and it was a blast. I'm so glad. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm so glad you didn't chicken out. You have a lot to share and a lot to do. Go do it again 10 times over. And I'm so grateful that you came in to share that with me. What a gift. Wow. Yes, a regular thing. I'm so ah, what a wonderful thing. So obviously, when you get a video or an audio of it, I'd love to hear. And you don't have to share everything with me, obviously, but I would love to cheer you on from the internet. What a gift. Thank you so much for sharing that. Keep going. Wonderful. Okay, let's see. For the uncommon life, what do they have to say to you? Oh, you're so good. Thank you so much again, Don. I know you're supposed to be on the internet right now, or social media. Maybe it's just social media. So you made an exception for me. I appreciate that very, very much. Okay, so I'm going to do the uncommon light. What can you tell me what they have to say? Thank you again. Okay, so for let's see, you have a romance coming into your life. They're showing me that there's a love coming in. And the way they're showing it to me is kind of unusual because I'm not seeing who it is. I'm just seeing the energy of love coming in the form of a big red balloon. And to me, that's passion and excitement and, you know, vitality, all the things. And it's coming in and it's coming into your heart. And then it turns like all these different colors and this powerful energy. So there is a love coming in your life, and I don't know when, and I don't have a description of him. So I need you to be open and welcome love. So every day you're going to wake up and you say, "I welcome love. I welcome love. I welcome love in my life." I know there's a lot going on. You know, I already know because I know you. But I'm going to say that you're This love is going to be lifting you up and opening up all these opportunities. It's like when it comes into your heart, like fireworks go off, like white and violet and green and yellow, like your whole aura lights up with all these beautiful sparkly colors, and all these other opportunities open up. So again, all you need to do to move this energy along, because I know we're interested in that, is to say, I welcome love in my life, and it will come, and all that will come. Now, again, they're not showing me anything about him, so don't ask for a clue. And, don't ask who it is. Don't do it. Don't even ask your guides. Don't ask your intuition. Just say, I welcome love in my life. Don't go out. In other words, you're welcoming, you're receiving. When we're trying to psychic something or see into the future, because even those of you who aren't psychic, you are still doing it. Every time you ask, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder what's going to happen. You're sending out your little antenna out into the future to see what's going to happen. Now, you may not understand that, like, intellectually or mentally, you may not go, oh, that's what's going to happen. But on a soul level, you'll know if it feels okay or if it feels not okay. So, good. Don't ask. So when we ask, like, oh, how's that going to happen? Oh, what's going to happen there? Like I do constantly for me and myself and I, then you're putting your energy out there to try to figure it out. But what they're asking you to do is not ask. It's like, I welcome love in my life. That's enough. And everything else will follow. Good. I'm glad you're on board with it. Okay. Okay. So, thank you again, Dawn. Let's see what else. I want to do Sita. Wow, yes, I feel what you're telling me. I've been hiding my whole life because it wasn't appreciated. True. Let's see what I can do now. My daughter is doing well and sees it as an opportunity. Thank you. How lovely. I'm so happy for you, Sita. So yeah, and a lot of us do hide, obviously. We're empaths and introverts, and we've been beat up, and we're black sheep. And one thing I've learned about being the black sheep, and not just my experience, but the other experience, everybody's experience that I know, and pretty much everybody I know is a black sheep because that's how we roll. But is that you're always a black sheep. Like you're never not. Like you don't grow out of it. And you could go no contact, or you could, do all the things to kind of shift and fit in, but you're always going to be the black sheep. So the best advice that I can give you is to say, okay, I'm always like, doesn't matter what circle I'm in, doesn't matter who I know, doesn't matter, how I manage it. It doesn't matter anything. I'm always going to be the black sheep. And so once you embrace it, you go, oh, that's who I am. You know, general society, the circles I go, I'll always either be the standout or the pushed aside, one or the other. And if you embrace it and don't wait for acceptance, but work on accepting yourself as that, then will go a lot smoother. Yeah. So I hope that helps, because we have been pushed aside and maligned, and our whole lives. We've been told that we're wrong, or we don't know what we're talking about, or we're crazy. And so we just kind of have to lean into it and say, okay, maybe I am. But I'm still me. That's not going to stop me. Please. Ever since I was a tiny tot, I was the crazy one. So Oh, yeah. So Don says, I love when people come back later and tell us what happened. I really hope that the people you read today stop back in and tell us how it went. That would be lovely because we're going to do this again next week. Oh, and I want to say, obviously, that White Eagle's going to be teaching a class starting Sunday the 14th. It's the new moon. He always teaches on he always goes for some kind of energy, like today's 6/6, and last week was the full moon. And, so he always goes for some kind of cosmic or energetic alignment when he teaches. And he's going to be teaching an hour-long class. So my guide, White Eagle, is going to be teaching an hour-long class starting Sunday the 14th at, what time is it again? 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 o'clock Eastern time. And it's going to go 4 weeks, and it's going to be a direct channel from him with discussion. He's going to offer topics on ascension and awakening to shift our thinking around it and giving us tools to, as we live in the mundane world, deal with getting through illusion and rising above, just like he talked about just when we started the live. So at the beginning of the live, White Eagle talks about um, rising above and not giving into or not uh, adding to the chaotic mental field that we have now in the world consciousness. Anyway, so you might want to, if you came in late, you can hear his message at the beginning. It's about 5-10 minutes in. Anyway, but he's also teaching, and he wrote a lovely article last week about the energy of awakening and ascension. And now's the time. We've done all the healing, and it's time for us to take the next step of consciousness, the next step of growth, and a greater understanding of the world. So I hope you can just message me. You can just message me and I'll give you all the information, or you can go to my website and there's a little tab that says Awakening and Ascension, Working with the Masters, the Ascended Masters on that topic. Anyway, so thank you, thank you, thank you. People will come. I hope so. I hope so. Um, oh boy. So you're already feeling the energy of the person who is Asia. Ooh, you're so sensitive. So yeah, you're feeling the energy of someone coming towards you. That happens when we're about to meet somebody. We get the energy coming towards us before we even know them. Isn't that interesting? Thank you so much, Jean. Okay, anybody else? I think we're going to be ready to wrap up if I don't get any more questions. So, and if you want to leave a tip, you're welcome to. Obviously, if I could find my little tip prompt here. And I'll put my website here, although links don't really work in the links don't work in the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the information for class. So if you're really interested, I would be so, so happy if you would come. Do that. And Ascended Masters, Transformative Class Series with White Eagle. There we go. There we go. Yes, you can ask another one. Yes, I'm glad you're here. Dawn. It's so good. But wait a minute now. Wait a minute, Dawn. Now, I'm glad you brought that up. You wish you could take the class, but I'm the opposite of psychic. That doesn't matter with this particular class. This particular class, White Eagle's just channeling. So it's a straight channel for my guide. And if you've ever seen someone like Esther Hicks channel, that's like what it is. Like I'm inviting him in, he speaks. I don't like to do it so much on video because I get so distracted and it pulls me out of so I don't like to do it in live stream. But so much. So sometimes he'll drop in and I just allow him to speak through me. And it's really funny because I don't try to control it. And what the funny part is that you never know what's going to come out because there's no thought process ahead. So it's sort of like you're just talking, and you don't know what's going to come out of your mouth. And it's a little unnerving and strange. So then when I open my eyes and I look at chat and stuff like that, it just takes me out. So I have to be very present to allow him to channel through me like that because I don't go into a trance. So um, you don't have to be psychic or even spiritual to join. It's an informative class that encourages a lot of questions and new people to be a part of it. That's the deal with that class in particular. Well, it's not about growing your psychic senses, in other words. So it's just, interesting information and how to apply, the energy of, he went over in the article he put out last week on Substack. He went over awe, curiosity. So one thing you need to go on your spiritual path is curiosity. The next thing you need is, sorry, I can't think right now. Curiosity, wonder, and wonder. Like you have to be in a state of wonder and awe and appreciation. And those things will lead you to awakening and ascension and understanding. So he wrote a whole article on it last week. You can go ahead and post that also here. It's on my Substack, but it's also on my website. So let me get back to the next question before we finish. So, you guys are so sweet. So oh yeah, on the job front. Yes, that shift is what's, so for the uncommon life, yes, the shift that you made, you did. And that shift that's bringing that love in your life is going to shift so that shift is bringing that love. And once you get that love, it's like your whole life lights up, every aspect of it. So you'll get the job or you'll get the right people. They'll shake your hand and they'll go, "Oh my God, you're the person." Like that's it. It's just going to be this whole welcoming energy that you haven't been feeling so far. But again, they're showing me like once that happens, the shift, um, you made the shift and then you welcome love in your life and then poof. And then after that opening with energy, you're going to meet someone. And like I said, it looks like an event of some kind. They're going to shake your hand. They go, you'd be perfect for this position. Would you be interested? And that is going to start. Like you may even get more than one offer. Good. So I hope that helps. Um, okay. So I'm dyslexic, so I read kind of slow. So I apologize I ask if finding a suitable financial, economic, commercial space to rent in a safe neighborhood too. I've been hunting for months. I see a little place. Yeah, you'll be able to find something. It's very little, and it's not quite in the area that you want. So I think you're looking in the wrong neighborhood. You might need to go out, Jean. You might need to go out of the neighborhood that you are looking in, or go be a little bit more, and maybe further away than you really want. But it's going to be a really the perfect location. So open up your search a little bit, and you'll probably find it in another. We're in June, July, let's say 4 to 8 weeks. Are giving it big wiggle room there. That's what it looks like. I think you're gonna find it, but it's smaller than you want. It's not in the place that you want, but it'll do. It's a good starting place for you. It's a good price though. It's a good start. Yeah, keep looking. Yeah, you're gonna need to go out of your way to get there. You're so welcome, Jean. Such a pleasure to have you here. I need some more Moonies in my life, obviously. So bring in some Moonies. Start harassing them and telling them they need to show up to my lives. I don't no more excuses. I don't care how busy they are. Thank you so much for coming. You are a joy and a pleasure to be with. Micah's here. Micah, did you get the time on? Where have you been? Oh, Micah. Thank you for saying all my classes are amazing. It's true, obviously. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I just found I put a stone in my bra and now it's in my legging. I don't know if I could gracefully get it out. How did that happen? Like, get down there. My God. I'll show you. I love this stone so much. Okay, but then I'm gonna do Micah's question. Okay. I promise. Of course. Okay, I forgot it. So this is a angel aura quartz crystal. I don't know if you can see. You can just see my white hands. Anyway, angel aura quartz crystal. It's got like a beautiful sheen on it. It's infused with metal to make the sheen. It's beautiful. I so much love it. I got it from the South American Trading Company in Old Town, San Diego. It's like my favorite. So I put it in my bra because I feel like it brings good people in my space, and obviously it does. But it's traveled down my bra to my anyway. You know how it is when you're a spiritual person. Like you take off your bra and 10 stones fall out. That's the way it works. If you wear a bra. Anyway. Yes, it is working, God. Okay, so everybody get your angel aura stones. All right, back to seriousness, and we're going to do Micah's question. Is there any time, if there's any time, I just have to know what my guides want me to know about something good coming. Micah, your whole life is goodness. So, or lately for sure. They're showing me I don't know. Do you work from home? Like they're showing me an office, a new space that you work in. And I know you just got a job, but this is the next space that you work in. It's different. And All telehealth. Oh, okay. So you just got a new, so you're doing telehealth, but did you just get a new desk, a new, make a new office space for yourself, or is this, um, anyway, I don't want to poke around there too, or let's just get the message. It's the energy is very, and I kind of know part of this already, so, but I'm just going to say it anyway. The energy is very like difficult. There's a lot you don't know, and you're a little worried. I see this very intense. You're very cheerful about it. You're optimistic about it, but you're also pretty tense about it. And there's a woman there who is smiling and helping you and telling you it's okay and don't worry about it and it's all going to go great. And she's really enthusiastic and she's really like excited to have you there. So let her help you, ask for a lot of help. And as you ask for help, like, because what they're showing me is this desk, this very big desk with all this unknown. It's all dark. It's like unknown. So to me, the dark in this case represents the unknown. And as she talks to you and helps you, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter, and everything kind of starts lighting up, and you understand how it works, and it's going to be great. And it's just a matter of communication at this point and figuring out, like, this is what I need to do next, and this is what I need to do next. And as that happens, the whole huge desk, which is all your which represents all the whole scope of the work, is going to be clear and bright and easy and manageable. Yes. And she loves you. She's like a little angel to you. Why, she's got wings. She's helping. Like, she really likes you and she wants you to succeed. So don't hold back. Ask a lot of questions. Yeah. Keep her busy. Yeah. It's like you're working in the dark and she'll bring you the light. So remember that. I'm glad you were shopping with your bestie. That sounds super fun. I love you too, my God. That's the muscle you need to flex. So ask spirit and ask your supervisor and anybody else who's willing to help you. Okay. Good work. Very, very good work. Dawn. I had a feeling you were a stone in the bra kind of person, Dawn. That's so funny. So class starts on the 14th. Last day to sign up is Friday. I posted all the links, I think, in the dealio. Here's the article that kind of goes over the information he's going to be going over in class, if you want that. And you don't have to be psychic, and you don't have to want to be psychic. I welcome everybody who is curious about spirituality because he's fantastic at that. Now, White Eagle was an ascended master when he was living in the world a few times. He had a few different um, lifetimes as an ascended master. So he knows the deal and he knows how to navigate the world. So ascended masters are people who navigate the world and master it, navigate the physical world. So it's really not as much about, becoming super ascended or Buddha like. It's more like navigating the world in a way that um, fully expresses you in the most authentic way possible. And that's what living to your potential is all about. Living as God intended you to live. Live as the world, the earth intended you to live. They made you this way on purpose. It is, oh, hi, Misty. It's a 4-week. We're going to meet 4 times, and sometimes White Eagle will extend that. So every Sunday, starting on the 14th, for 4 weeks, for 1 hour at um, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And then then sometimes at the end of 4 weeks, he'll ask if people want to go into a deeper discussion on the topics. So sometimes it goes beyond the 4 weeks, but the first is just the 4 weeks. So you're all very welcome, obviously. And uh, any other questions before we go? I'm willing to stick around a little bit longer if there are any other questions, either spiritual questions, if you haven't asked a question yet, or if you want to follow up on something else. I think I got to everybody. If I didn't get to you, please let me know. There's a question before Mike is. Oh, dear. Oh, from Grumbeat. What's coming in your connection with Ola? Okay. Let's see what's happening there. I'm sorry I missed you. Um, there we go. I found him. I think him. Okay. So I'm feeling, I want to say there's something that you're not saying in that relationship. I feel a lot of block in the throat chakra. And so there's something you're not sharing that needs to be shared in order for the relationship to take a better, a greater connection. And it's something that's not bad. Maybe it makes you feel vulnerable, or maybe it makes you feel like, you don't want to share that, or it's too soon, and if all those things are true, then, do it at your own pace. But once you share it, in other words, you can wait for as long as you want to wait. But once you share it, then the relationship softens and gets better. But be mindful that you share it from your heart and that it is without expectation. Okay. So if that's the case, that you're not currently in contact, I want you to write down what you'd like to share and sit with it for a while and ask your spirit guides to help you understand that. And then eventually it will open up the energy between the two of you. So and this is a really good way to approach any relationship you're in no contact with. And that is to write down what you'd like to say, write down what you're feeling, write down what you need. And then again, just sit with it. Don't send it out. Don't, share it with anybody. But you need to see what you're feeling and you need to express it. And when you write it out by hand in particular, it helps your body release all these feelings and thoughts that you're unable to express. And then what that does, and then you can tear it up, throw it away, burn it, put it in the toilet, whatever. Doesn't matter. So you're not going to send it to them, but you are going to write your heart out. Because once we express what we need to express, then that opens up the communication. So time will then catch up with the expression of it. Energy is a funny thing. And when we utilize just energy and respect the no contact thing, then we can open up not just to our own heart and what we're feeling, but open up to the next, if not her, then the next person will become a better relationship. Well, so I hope that helps. Um, They're not showing me whether or not you're going to get together, but expressing yourself is your next step in order for you to have good, intimate relationships in the future. I hope that helps you. Okay, everybody. If there are, you're very welcome. Let me know how it goes. And if you have anything else to say, you're welcome to always contact me. Okay. All right, my loves, it's been a very, very good session. I hope you come to class, and please message me if you have any questions about the class, about White Eagle, about channeling, about anything at all. And we'll see you next week. I'm gonna start a streak of doing these lives on Saturdays at this time. And let's just hope that we continue and that I don't get exhausted. But because usually when I don't do them, it's just because I just can't work on a Saturday. Anyway, so we'll keep it going. And you guys are awesome. And I can't wait to hear more about what's going on with you. And we'll meet next week. All right. Take care, everybody. You're awesome. Thank you.